Welcome to Never Dull Moment. I am Greg Blythe, and today I'm very excited to bring you the last unicorn that I personally have in my Chasing Unicorn series. I waited for a while on this because it's just beautiful and it's special. Kenichi Shiraki, 6 decades of knife making. Okay. One of only 4 to maybe 5 people on the planet to ever make Honyaki knives with white steel, water quenched. And now he's gone. Now he is retired. Due to some health issues, he had to cut his career. But he gave us 60 plus years. I mean, wow. And we're very fortunate to happen to have one of his knives here today. Honyaki knives, let's just talk about that real quick. On Honyaki knife, if you haven't seen the episode, we have other episodes. I'll put links above. Honyaki knife is a knife made of one steel. You're thinking mono steel. But in particular, the knife is able to be heated to 2 different heat treatments on the same exact piece of metal. To do this, we need perfect control of heat treat, which he was known to do. His use of clay molds, the way that the clay was put on the spine to be able to get a different heat, a much harder metal on the edge, softer metal on the back, and his ability to do this at a blistering pace that other blacksmiths couldn't keep up. You know, this Sakai blacksmith, think about the 600-year tradition out of Sakai. This guy is the most prolific blacksmith to come out of Sakai, getting it done, you know, doing something that other people don't do. Yes. Did he deal with oil quenched? He did. Did he deal with blue steel? Absolutely. And even at the end, when things like VG10, Jinsan, R2 came out, he went there. He wanted to test the waters. But he did what he did best. You know, Honyaki knives, white steel. We're fortunate to have one here today. Today, we're going to be showing you a Shiraki 290 millimeter, basically your 300 millimeter Kuritsuge Yanagaba. This is a white number 3 oil quenched. Yes, if you were chasing unicorns, chasing the ultimate, getting the water quenched would be great. It's very hard to find a knife. If you know someone, some backroom deal where you might be able to find one, I do know some people. They don't come at an inexpensive price point. You're very fortunate. This particular knife, as you'll see by the certificate offered with it by Kabuki Knives, shows us that it was forged pre-2010. It wasn't even sharpened till 2020. It sat there. You will also see, is this the only knife that I have a certificate, that this particular knife even has a picture of the tang on the back, which shows that on the tang, the kanji is there to show that the authenticity of Shiraki doing this knife is there. And for those of you who are in the different forums, you guys might have heard about the masters putting their kanji, and you're going to go ripping off your handles to see, you know, did you get a Shiraki knife? Well, just so you know, this particular man, before he left us, he made sure to train someone. And for the 16 years at the end of his career, Satoshi Nakagawa followed in his footsteps to take on the Shiraki cutlery brand. Satoshi Nakagawa, being such a formidable apprentice, did keep up the brand for a while before they closed it. Nakagawa obviously has opened up his own knives. And then when he is, you know, again, one of the people now qualified to do water quenched Honyaki white steel knives, but they are known to have used the same exact kanji on their blade. So it'd be very difficult for you to know, is this a Nakagawa or is this a Shiraki, if that is true. So keep your handles intact. Be glad that you have one and know that you have the best, whether it is Nakagawa and Shiraki. Some people say that the student might have actually surpassed the master. I think that's in the eye of the beholder. Before I unveil this knife, I do want to remind you of something to look for. I went ahead and got 2 other Honyaki knives that we have in our possession to show you what's called the hamon. If my wife is able to focus, there is a wavy line on each knife, which is the line that shows you the differentiation between the 2 different temperatures the steel was heated at. I'll ask her if she can let me know she is able to get that. So that line is called the Hamon. And again, so whether we have an Akita or whether we have the Mizuno, again, how many people can do this? Not a lot. Very lucky to have these in our possession. Not cheap. You can see it by the patina on these two knives that they get used. I am not a sushi chef. What I'm about to show you is the Kuritsuke Yanagaba. I do not plan on using this knife because this knife is deserving of a person who has those fish knife skills. Whoever its new owner becomes, I want them to have the fun, I guess, joy of being the one to put the patina on that knife. So I had the opportunity also to pick the handle for this knife. I went with more traditional than modern. I like the Avidi, the buffalo horn, and the nickel spacer. So this particular knife also came with a sheath. It still has the packing oil on it, I believe, to protect it from any type of patina. It is polished mirror only on one side. And obviously you can see the Hamon, which breaks right there at the shinogi line. My wife will show you the choil as well as the space in which the knife makes its way into the handle. That was actually also a choice when they were handling the knife of whether you wanted machi style. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the knife over.
Okay, I hadn't gotten to the end of it yet.
Okay.
Hold on, babe. Turn it back. Thank you. Sorry. I was trying to show the handle and everything. Okay, flip it.
So again, you can see
Yep, just lay it down.
the Hamon, where the steel's temperature changes. So again, forged by Shiraki, sharpened by a different sharpener. And let's go on here. So the forged fin, okay, so since it's saying that the product of origin Sakai, product manufacturer Shiraki Cutlery and Kasahara Cutlery, I'm wondering if Kasahara Cutlery are the ones who actually sharpened it. Shiraki is named. Oh, yes, absolutely. It shows us that Shigehiro Kasahara was the sharpener. I am unfamiliar with his work. For those of you who wanted to know, you might be familiar with his work. And again, like we said, it is the one side mirror finish. And hopefully I don't butcher these words, it is the Namiuikashi Hamon, which is on both sides. So the Namahuikashi is going to be how the Hamon itself doesn't make it to the end and just where the pattern is in the wave. I do see on this side that the wave pattern only goes so far down. So it is really on the upper side of the Hamon that we're going to get that softer heat treat going into the handle, into the tang.
Sorry for that blur a second ago.
And we do apologize if there's some problems with seeing the finish because of the packing oil. I didn't want to remove it for storage.
It's more of shadows of you and the knife.
It's okay. But this certificate also, I'll let my wife get so you guys can see the certificate. It will travel with the knife. If you are interested, you can reach out. All my social media DMs are available through the YouTube channel on the homepage. If you are on Instagram and you message me there, that is Never a Dull Moment Official. So typically, before we did any type of test, we would have removed the oil because some people would definitely say that the oil might show us the knife maybe not quite as sharp. I'm sorry. I'm going to take it as it comes. I'm not going to do it. There are definitely collectors who would like to keep this intact. I will go ahead and do the best test. So I want to point out, if you've ever watched this show, and if we had a single bevel knife on the show, we do not have a clue why, but single bevel knives typically do not do well on a best tester. Couldn't tell you why. The knife would be definitely sharp from all the other things that it does, but typically they don't do well on the best tester. Let's hopefully be pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
So 216, we'll do another quick one. We typically have done 2. I'm excited in the future very soon. Just announcing we've had a different chasing unicorn knife called a Kato. It has gotten heavy use. It is time that it needs some maintenance. So we will be doing an episode coming up where we put a new edge, kind of polish off the patina. There we go.
Oh. Okay.
Dramatically different place on the knife.
Well, yeah.
Definitely more towards the front. As we always like to say, we like to hear the sound or lack of sound on a knife. So this is the first thing the knife has ever touched to cut.
It's quiet.
You could just feel the instant bite.
Yeah, I mean, you almost can't hear it when it first starts. You know?
Yeah. But it's in. There's no need to cut another piece of paper.
You can hear the dog drinking water.
Thank you, Josie. We have a very thirsty dog for those of you who are listening.
I think she just wants attention right now.
So I don't know how it'll do with the...
No problem. Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, cool. No problems there.
Yeah. Okay, so just a quick update, by the way, for those of you who did see the show last week.
Mic down.
Microphone down. We did make the Honyaki knife a little better. We went back at the stone a little earlier in the progression, and we got it worked out. Very happy to do so. I'm very happy to close out so far what I believe to be the last knife of the Chasing Unicorn series. I don't foresee another unicorn right now unless we happen across something. It's been great sharing these different knives with you to give you the opportunity of seeing something that you might not get to see it in use. We haven't used all of them on the show according to their value and rarity. And again, this being more rare and valuable, I do hope you guys reach out to find a new home. Happy addition to the collection until then. Thank you again for always supporting the show. We look forward. We have some other unique things. Just got something in the mail today I'm excited to get a hold of for the very first time. Keep checking in with us Friday nights at 8. We're not always going to be every week. We have some personal things going on, but we're glad to keep the show going. We're at 3.5 years, maybe just shy of 3.5 years. So thank you for being a part of it as we approach 10,000 subscribers. Please help push us over the top. If you haven't hit that like or subscribe button, we really would appreciate the subscribe and the like. Show us the love. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. God bless.